In this video, I'm going to break down the tournament matchups, show you some fun potential matchups, and make my full 2025 NCAA tournament picks. Timestamp below if you want to fast forward. Oh man, we have us a fun tournament ahead. These are the top 4 seeds in their respective bracket. I'm going to go over the must-see matchups and who I think can make it all the way. All right, this is the full first bracket right here. I'm going to start with the first half of it. It's an easy first and second round for UCLA. The first fun matchup is going to be Ole Miss and Baylor. Baylor is a pretty good team. Since January the 26th, they've won 11 of 14 games, only losing the 3 games to one team, TCU. But if all goes well, they're going to be playing a Ole Miss team that prides itself on defense. And they already feeling the way because they think they deserved a 4 seed, but they didn't get it. So I'll be going for Ole Miss. I like Coach Yo, and they got something to prove. I'd also like them to upset UCLA. However, it's only going to happen if they can make some shots. Ole Miss have a hard time making shots sometimes. Excellent on the defensive end, but you still have to be able to make some shots. Ultimately, UCLA just may be too much for them, though. All right, now for the bottom half of the first bracket. So many potential fun matchups here. Oh, man. I like George Mason. They have a beautiful story that I recently learned after they won the championship for their conference. But let me tell you, I cannot bet against Tanaya Latson. She is a baller. Can't bet against LSU either. Not right here anyway. Plus, it's hard to beat them in the PMAC. It's going to be such a fun matchup if they get to play each other. You have a good guard play on both sides. And Florida State also has a big in Tipson who can kind of give Anissa Morrow a run for her money. But ultimately, LSU wins. I'm rooting for Harmony Turner so heavy. So, of course, I'm going for Harvard. Besides, they led the conference in steals, and Michigan State tournament got cut short because of turnovers. All right, I'll take Harvard and NC State in the second round, and I'm going to take LSU and NC State to battle it out. This will be a fun matchup as well. LSU beat NC State back in November by 17 points. I'm sure NC State want their get back. Now we at the second bracket for Spokane. It's a no-brainer to pick USC. At least through the second round. Cal is a good 3-point shooting team, and Mississippi State at least gonna allow like 7 a game. I don't know who to pick in this one. It's like I want to go for Cal because they don't have to travel that far, but I don't think they have the type of depth that Mississippi State has. I'm gonna give Mississippi State the benefit of the doubt because they come from the SEC. This next matchup gonna be fun as well. Kansas State and Kentucky. Of course, all of this is contingent on them doing their job and actually making it to the second round. Clara Strack and Ayoka Lee is going to be such a fun matchup. But I'm going to go for the team that has Georgia more. And the winner between Kentucky and USC, come on now, USC. All right, we're in the bottom half of the bracket, and I'm going to tell you right now, I think UConn going all the way. So, of course, I got them winning this whole thing. But let's look at some potential fun matchups. All right, I've been looking, and I ain't going to hold you. None of these look that fun. I'm going to watch them, though. But I'm going to just tell you who I think going to win. Actually, I'm realizing I just don't know enough about these teams. Because Florida Gulf Coast might give Oklahoma a run for their money. That should be a good game. And South Dakota State is good. So that may be a good game with Oklahoma State. I still don't know who to pick, though. The only thing I do know is that I can see Iowa making it to the second round to play UConn. Now we're on the East Coast. This is the first Birmingham bracket. Definitely picking South Carolina. Utah and Indiana is probably the most even matchup to me. Both like to get up and down the floor. Both are top 15 in 3-point shooting. Utah beat Notre Dame early in the season, but they had a problem staying consistent. I think I'm going to pick Utah because Indiana played South Carolina last year in the Sweet 16. I want to see something different. Y'all know I'm an SEC girly, so I got to go for Alabama. I want to see Zay Green and Sarah Ashley Barker ball out. This Maryland-Norfolk State matchup is probably the most anticipated matchup for me in the first round. I love to root for the HBCUs when they're in a tournament. The problem is they never have a good enough seeding to actually win, but I think they can win this game. And it sucks because I do like Maryland. I think this is why this is going to be such a fun matchup. I like both teams, and I think both of them can win. But come on, Norfolk State. And then I want to see Norfolk State and South Carolina play. And South Carolina going to get the hard-fought dub. Bottom half of this bracket, let's do West Virginia and North Carolina. I think that'll be a good matchup in the second round. And oh man, Vanderbilt and Duke. That's the fun matchup to watch. Vanderbilt is a very good team. They get all the SEC teams hell this season. But Duke ain't no hoe. I watched them go all the way to the ACC championship and win it. I'm ultimately going for Duke. As long as they got a Lucci Tennessee and she playing how she played in the ACC tournament, the sky's the limit. And it's not lost on me that Deja Kelly, who plays for Oregon now, has the potential to play her old team, North Carolina, that she was with for 4 years. I'd like to see that game. I just don't have faith that both teams can make it. All right, this is the last bracket. This is the second Birmingham bracket. And this is by far the hardest bracket. The other three, there could be some hiccups along the way, but it's a pretty easy ride to the Sweet 16. Because this is the hardest bracket to me, there's a lot of potential fun games here. Let's get into it. I see Texas making it out the second round. With this potential Tennessee, Ohio State, oh man, that'll be a good scrappy game. Both teams like to press. I can see the winner of this being whoever can muck it up the most. And I'm going to put my money on Tennessee. And if Tennessee play their game, they could beat Texas. They only lost to them by 4 points in the season. It's all going to depend on how tired Tennessee is from pressing Ohio State the whole game and getting pressed by Ohio State the whole game. I just don't really think Texas is that girl. They don't play that well when they are being defended well. And Tennessee can get them those problems with the press that they have. They only beat Tennessee by 4 points and they were at home. On the neutral side, gonna be a different story. All right, the bottom half of that bracket. This is what's making this bracket so hard. You pretty much have two number 2 seeds here. Notre Dame is not a number 3 seed. They just took 3 losses in the last 5 games, so it dropped them down. They've had time to rest, though. They've went over film. They figured out some issues. I don't see them having an issue getting out of this bracket. The committee think they funny. I love how they keep putting Haley Van Lith against her old teams. Last year when she was at LSU, she was in the same bracket to play Louisville, but Louisville lost. And this year, she's in the same bracket to play Louisville. Hopefully Louisville win, because I want to see that matchup. Louisville has Olivia Cochran. She's a good big who can go against Sedona Prince. And Louisville also has a mini HVL and Tijuana Roberts. I think that's how you say her name. So it's possible that Louisville can muck it up and win it. But I'm going for TCU. I want to see TCU and Notre Dame rematch. Notre Dame lost by 8 points at TCU earlier in the season. And I know I didn't say anything about Michigan, but that's because I want Notre Dame in the Final Four. But let me tell you, Michigan is a great team. The first game of the season, they played South Carolina and only lost by 6 points. Silas Swartz is a baller, so I'm looking forward to that matchup. I haven't talked about the Ivy League teams much because I don't watch them, so I don't have any information. But I have heard about Harmony Turner and how much she's balling right now, so I am rooting for Harvard. And I do think it's very dope that for the first time in conference history, 3 Ivy League teams are going dancing. Good luck to y'all. All right, this is how my Sweet 16 and Elite 8 is shaping out. Like, look at this. Nothing but elite hoops. Nothing but fun games. Oh, I hope this ends up being the outcome. Now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if LSU loses that game. I would like to see them and UCLA in the rematch because last year they played each other and LSU knocked UCLA out of it. I would like to see them play again. But the reason I went for NC State is, I mean, a lot of teams have chips on their shoulder, but they went all the way to the Final Four last year, first time ever, and then got embarrassed by South Carolina. So I know they're going to play hard this tournament. Plus, they got beat in the ACC championship. So I expect them to give this tournament their best shot. And I got them a little bit over LSU, but we'll see, because I wouldn't mind if either one of those teams win and play UCLA. All right, let's check out this Elite 8. I'm looking at the lineup, and I might have to answer for not putting Texas in here because Tennessee look like they don't belong. But I really don't have no confidence that Texas can get it done. If you shut down Madison Booker, what they gonna do? If somebody got some real good defense, they struggle every time. The whole tournament gonna be full of real good defense. This UConn USC game is gonna be so tough. I almost don't want to root against Juju because of how bad she took the loss last year in the Elite 8. Like, she's not gonna want to lose to them again. She want to do everything in her power to win this game. But I have to root for Paige. This is her last opportunity to win a championship. And when she first started her freshman year, she said, I want to win 4 and hasn't won any. But they did make it all the way once and they lost to South Carolina. I would like to see them make it there again. And NC State has good guard play, but they just don't have a big that can contain Lauren Betts. So this is what I think the Final Four would be. Oh my goodness, elite hoops. And I do understand LSU and Texas could very well make their way in here, but this is what I want to see. And either one of these teams could win the whole thing. But I'm never, ever, ever going against Dawn Staley. I'm always going to root for her because of all the hate she gets. And I think when South Carolina plays their game, no one can beat them. My issue with them is a lot of times they don't give it a full game. The defense is good, but the shot's not falling, or the defense is slacking. Can't find a single dog on the court. Everybody's scared to run into the basket. I don't know, man. Sometimes they be tripping, giving up big leads. If they play 6 great games, they win this. But if they don't, somebody else can swoop in and take it. Who's in your Final Four? Who you got winning it all? What did I get wrong? Comment below. Let's discuss.